Hello and welcome to Frank Bailey Field for the home opener for Union College field hockey. We've had a trio of games so far that have gone relatively well. We'll catch you up on those in a second in case you haven't been keeping track. But today, they're pulling the matchup versus Russell Sage, who they have played in a few times in previous years at similar points in the season. Last year, they were able to get the victory 4-0, looking to repeat that today and move to 4-1. Previous games, season started on the 29th of August at Vermont State Castle. That was a 2-1 win for Union. Moved on to Williams, where a tight 3-0 loss, and then went on to Morrisville, where they rebounded with an 8-1 win, looking to keep that rolling into today's contest. They had a relatively successful season last year, 14-6, making it to the Liberty League playoffs before falling to number 20 in the country, Rochester. Looking to improve on that and already to a decent start this season. First ball goes off the foot of a Russell Sage player and will be given to Union. Another quick whistle. Looks like it'll stay the way of the Garnet Chargers. Some unfortunate weather here. Had a relatively clean morning about 30 minutes ago. Started drizzling, and that's kind of compounded into a full-on pour now. It's not the best conditions for your first home game. You can see on the camera the parents huddled under a tent on the far side of the hill. Not many people in the stands, a few umbrellas. Definitely hurting the crowd attendance. This amount of rain. It's been beautiful past couple weeks up here in Schenectady. Maybe uncharacteristically so. But finally, you got to pay the price, and that's with some rain today. Russell Sage moves it up the far sideline, quickly turns it over back to Union. Making some moves around the 50. Union with some good passing, and just as I say that, I jinx it. Has to move back before giving up the ball to Russell Sage. Players to look out for. Union, obviously with that 8-1 win, you had a lot of scorers. Matty Greco with 2 goals in that game, the junior forward from Scarsdale, New York. Other top scorers. As the ball makes its way back to the Union side, going to stay with Russell Sage. Russell Sage is actually playing their first game of the season today. This is their opener. Had a difficult season last season, but definitely looking to improve. They returned one of their top scorers in Cheyenne Zobel, 5 goals, 5 assists last season. They lost a few other important pieces, but hopefully we'll be able to improve as the ball goes in, and that will be a goal for Union, a quick one. It will get in. Goalie came out, got around, and pumped one in. 1-0 in favor of Union early in this first quarter. 12:53 left. A little bit up and down the middle of the field there. Quite a couple turnovers for each side, but then Union gets a good break. If we get down the field and get their first goal of the day, get that number for you in a second. I was looking at my notes as soon as that happened. It was such a quick transition from side to side. We'll start again. Russell Sage with the ball. They were held backwards. And that is the aforementioned Greco with that goal. That'll be her 3rd of the season, I believe. Compounding on those 2 she had last week in the game versus Morrisville. Union's able to quickly advance the ball to their offensive end, but now it will go the way of Russell Sage as 2 assistants try to roll balls on the field at the same time. Ref has to figure that one out. A quick turnover from Russell Sage goes back the way of Union. Trickles down into the corner. Quickly contested by Sage. And it'll be Union ball back up around the 25. And a scramble of white jerseys past the inside. Doesn't find its mark, but now it has a shot. That one just goes off the far post and makes it in. Having trouble getting these numbers through the rain-soaked windows. Tracking the player. I'll get it for you in a second, I believe. Back to Russell Sage. That's Union up 2-0, 11:31. Just about a minute separating those goals. Union got a good pass to the inside and ended up popping back out after a Sage contest. A nice shot just off the left side of the goaltender. Banks in off the left post. Now back to the inside for Union. A backhand shot goes wide right. Be in possession of Russell Sage. Up the sideline, two players get tangled. Hustis for Russell Sage will retain. Goes back to her defenders. Contested pass in the middle goes the way of Union. Quickly turned back over to Russell Sage, now up to the midfield line. Sage contains possession, but quickly swiped away, continuing the way of Russell Sage. Another dangerous pass. Doesn't meet its mark. For the Gators. Out of bounds around the 50. Taking control for Union, that's Amelia Stevens, junior defender from Brewster, Massachusetts. Crossing pass. Makes its way to an open Union player. That was Halliday. Had it for a second. Now we'll go the other way. 9:43 in the first. Still coming down quite hard out here. At this point, the players are just fully soaked. It doesn't really have much effect on them, but we'll definitely keep the field and the ball wet for this entirety of this game. Union on the far side sends a pass across, goes off the leg of Ava Shrink, the freshman defender for Russell Sage. It will be a corner. Just about 9:15, first of the game. The taker for Union, that'll be Maggie Monahan, sophomore forward from Medway, Massachusetts. Down on the top side of your screen. Pass goes top middle, quickly contested by a Sage player, and it'll go the other way. Good defensive play from Sage. One of the first bright points we've seen so far today, but then heading up the sideline, a quick turnover sends it back the way of Union. Union's going to make a few substitutions as they carried up the near sideline pass just outside the outstretched stick of Rachel Ostagai. Gives it right back to Russell Sage. Ostagai claims it right back on the inbound. Sage up the middle, tries to split two Union players. Gets contested from behind. Whistle will keep it going their way. Chip up the left side. Finds a Union player. We'll slow it down a bit before moving it up the midfield. Pass down the right side. That finds Ostagai. Ostagai shot. Went off the foot of the goaltender. Back to the middle. Union's going to pull it out. Shot top middle. Rolls in. Staying at the goaltender's feet, and we'll finally get a whistle sending it the other way. A couple good opportunities there for Union. But in net, that was Olivia Brand standing tall, keeping the score 2-0. 7:47 left in the first. fighting in the corner, not a lot of space to work with. Makes it past one Sage player. Makes it past a second. Shot finds the goaltender and then pops back out. Whistle sends it the way of Sage. Union is dominating in time on the offensive side of the field. I don't believe there's been a single shot on goal for the Union tender. That's Tess Parker in there. Haven't said her name yet, as it's been all Union. Possessing it, that's going to be Bobby Serino, sophomore midfielder from Danvers, Massachusetts. Now a chip goes in. Another one, that one looked like it went wide. Off the side of the net. Goaltender will pick one up, but will actually start play up there by the 20. Russell Sage, a long chip down the right side. Just trying to clear it out, buy her defense a little bit of time. This Russell Sage team does not have a lot of depth, and with just the amount of time they spent on the defensive end of the field, you got to think they'll be gassed. Union's been moving their subs quickly, keeping fresh legs on the field. There's two more in the box ready to go. Whistle gives it to the way of Union. That would be Amelia Stevens starting it up. Sends it cross field before going up the far sideline. Pass in the middle, contested, but able to make it back out. Advancing up the right side. Ball goes past the outstretched stick of Serino. She'll regain possession in the corner. Sends one across the crease before making contact with a Sage player. I believe that went off the leg of Carrie Gage. Sophomore defense. We'll start back for our second corner of the game. I believe, again, it will be number 21, Maggie Monahan. Last attempt for Union was aptly defended by Russell Sage. Quick turnover. They were even able to turn it into a transition attempt, but that was eventually thwarted before getting any kind of real offense off of it. 5:35 left in the first. Still 2-0. Union scored those two goals within just about a minute of each other, 3 minutes into the game. That shot goes high. They're taking a deflection. So Russell Sage will take back possession, 5:20. Chip up the middle. Briefly finds a Russell Sage player, but then taken away by Union. Union's going back. Make it within the arc. Shot goes wide left. Had a chance there. Goalie was down. Not many Russell Sage players in to defend. But a rushed shot ends up wide of the net. Keeps this game 2-0. Another turnover around midfield. Whistle sends it back the way of the Gators. Russell Sage finally makes it down to the Union end, but two Union defenders make it difficult to keep control. Ends up rolling out the back line on the far side of the field, and Union will set up its clear. Uncontested to the midfield line. This Sage team's really just parking the bus against Union. Understandably, probably gassed from the amount of defense they play, but it seems like they're going to need to be a little bit more aggressive if they want to get some shots on net. They have had a distinct lack of offensive opportunities so far today. Here they get a favorable whistle that'll give them the ball on Union's side of the field, which has been a rare opportunity today. A rocketing pass goes well past any defender or Russell Sage player in the vicinity. Number 12, Mackenzie Dahl. But with the amount of pace on that pass, she was unable to get control. Pass up the near side for Union. Poked away, will stay going the way of the Garnet Chargers. Inbounding it, that's Sereno. Krushke's basket is kicked away by Brand. Ball inside with Sage, having difficulty getting it out. That'll be another opportunity for Union. Pass not controlled at the top of the arc. Now shot comes. That one's going to be wide right. Heads that out on the end line, and Russell Sage will gain control. They've done well at defending these. 3 attempts for Union, all pretty easily thwarted. One good shot on the second one for Union, but the first two, with the first one and this one, both resulted in relatively quick turnovers. Just under 2 minutes as a quick turnover for Union comes. They had the numbers advantage, but the player who turned it over originally, that's number 13, Ava Shrink, able to quickly get it back, try to get it upfield, but Union just keeps the pressure up on this forecheck. Now the ball will trickle out of bounds. A couple errant passes for both teams early on in this game. Wonder if the weather has some semblance of an effect on that. At this point, everything is wet. Ball, field, sticks. Goes back Union way in the middle. Few defenders between her and the net. Able to square up, chips it left, goes wide. That attempt was for number 22, Ellie Innes. Union 7 shots on goal, 3 corners. Unsuccessful on those corners, but still leading the game 2-0. Sage still sitting at 0 shots on goal. Haven't been able to possess on Union's side of the field. I really think they'll have to up that forecheck when the few times they finally get on Union's side of the field, just to give them a chance to get a few more possessions. They've really been stuck on the defensive all game and haven't made too many aggressive plays in the middle of the field. Besides that one rocketing pass that came from the 40 and ended up going out down by the Union corner. Now trying to make their way up the far sideline, able to get it past a Union player, but quickly turned over again. Pass to the middle. Union's got a 3-on-2. Able to make it past a Russell Sage player. Shot coming from that baseline, easily slapped away by Olivia Brand, and that'll be our first quarter. Ends 2-0. 7 shots on goal for Union versus 0 for Russell Sage. Union keeping on the pressure through the whole first quarter. 2 goals early on around the 12-minute mark, just 1 minute apart. We'll see if they can keep it going in the second quarter. We'll be back in a second. Welcome back for the second quarter. See on the far side on the hill, a few more excited fans just trickled in, heavily donned in raincoats on this abysmal afternoon. Union trying to keep that momentum from the first quarter. They were able to carry over from their last game, the 8-1 smashing at Morrisville. Contested ball in the middle of the field goes the way of Union. Has some speed. Keeps it going down the far sideline, but now overruns the ball. Gets inside. Looking for a pass going across. Contested. These two players tangled up. Tough to see. Ends up going the way of Russell Sage at the will of the referee. If you missed anything, 2-0 Union currently around the 12:30 mark. Union able to score their first goal. That one was from Maddie Greco. She opened it up. Just a minute later, they were able to follow it up with another one. And since then, it's been mostly Union. Some good defensive plays coming from Russell Sage to keep the score where it is, especially on the three corners Union has had. But Union has just dominated in terms of time of possession. Quite a few errant passes coming for both teams early on this. Difficult weather just compounding on that. But Russell Sage has to make some kind of strategy change here. I'm surprised we haven't seen them go with a more aggressive forecheck up there to try to create more attempts at the Union side of the field. Ball in the corner, briefly possessed by Union. Looks like a player fanned on a crossing pass. Now goes up the sideline with Russell Sage. They break away, have 2v2, but aren't able to move very fast. Union gets back quickly and swarms the Russell Sage player with the ball, but the whistle will keep it going the way of the Gators. Russell Sage has had a few chances just getting it up to this Union side of the field, but it's all resulted in quick turnovers like this one has. Now Union aggressively heading up the far sideline. Union pushing around to keep it going their way. The rest will agree. In the corner. He picks it up. Now makes a play for the middle. Chip to the inside. No one there to receive it. Trickles out on this far corner. Union player chasing after it. That one's going to be a shot. Union will start up in the corner. That's Duravage. Going to be another corner for Union. Three attempts so far, but 0 goals. Two of them very well defended by Russell Sage. The one in the middle ended up with a solid shot for Union that went wide. Union looks like they're going to switch it up. Didn't quite get the number of that player, but we have seen Monahan in the previous 3 attempts. Looked like a different number. I'll get a few as soon as I can. Pass goes about 3 o'clock. The goaltender now in the middle gets chipped out by a Russell Sage player. Pass flies in wide left. Going to be covered up by Olivia Brand. We'll go right back to the same attempt. Number 5 for Union. 0 for 4 so far on the day. And now we'll get that player. That's going to be number 14, Maddie Greco, starting up this attempt. Sends this one direct 12 o'clock. Misses its intended target. Now corralled by Dapson. Union able to retain possession. Shot comes in, flies through the legs of a Union player before being knocked out off of a Russell Sage player. Back attempt number 6 for Union. Russell Sage defense just has to be exhausted at this point. Entire game has been played on this side of the field Been a terribly slanted game for them. Got to figure out some kind of way to get the ball out of their zone, just possess it on the offensive side. Give this crew a break. Pass controlled, but difficultly by the Union player. Now heads to the far side and trickles out. Ball goes the way of Russell Sage, finally. 11-11 left in the second. Still 2-0 Union. They gain a shot on goal in those couple attempts, but no real opportunity to get one in yet in this quarter. Taking along the baseline, good move, gives her some angle. Goes briefly into the pads of Olivia Brand before the whistle comes, and it goes back the way of Russell Sage. Contested ball up the sideline. Poked out. Going to go the way of Sage. Pass goes long for Union. That one will head out on the far sideline. We've seen quite a bit of play go back and forth in the middle of the field, but Russell Sage just hasn't been able to break through. Now this one turned over quickly. Union has a bit of an advantage, but Russell Sage gets back in time. Contested ball on the side of the arc. Now cleared by Russell Sage, gives them an opportunity. The Union defense will outrun them. Union tries to set back up. Gets the ball at the top of the 20, chip to the inside. Shot, that looks like the one got deflected out front by a defender for Sage. Now a player for the Gator goes down. Another whistle. This one will go in favor of the Gators. And that one will go for Union. Pass to the inside. Get chipped in. I believe that was Greco again. That's her second in the game. Makes it her fourth of the year. 8:35 left in the second. Union gets their third goal of the game. Molly Halliday will gain the assist. 10 shots on goal for Union. 3 able to make it in. While Russell Sage is still looking for their first. Turnover for Union. Ball makes it past midfield before running into a swarm of Garnet Chargers. Whistle keeps it going the way of Russell Sage. Ball at the U. It's number 7, Zobel. One of the leading scorers returning from last year for this Russell Sage team. Rocketing pass goes out on Union's end line. And they'll take it back, move it up the middle. Find their way to the U for passing to the near sideline. Find some contest on the inside, but easily makes it through. That's Ostagai. Inside, has some space. Shot goes off the post. Back down to the baseline. Union still working for another opportunity, but the whistle will thwart that, going back the way of Russell Sage. 6:35 left in the second. Union looking to work on those back-to-back goals again. Last goals were just his first two in the first quarter. Just within 1 minute of each other. Had another attempt there. Quite open, one-on-one with the goaltender, and quite a bit of room, but just tried to a little too ostentatious with it and ended up hitting the pipe. Russell Sage will take possession around the 20. Rockets a pass up the near sideline, unable to be controlled. Union will take it with Francesca Sullivan. They'll reverse the field, goes to the other side, but a pass goes outside the outstretched fist of a Union defender. Russell Sage will take possession around the 50. Tries to send one up the far sideline. A little bit of confusion there. Union will take it, continue to advance, quite a bit of space. Outrunning the Russell Sage players, able to make it around another defender. Can she keep possession? Looks like it will be a whistle. Stay the way of Union. Continuing with the Gauntlet Chargers. Pass to the inside. Sent out by a Russell Sage player. Whistle will give them possession. It's going to be number 13, Ava Shirk. Starting up the clear for the Gators. Highly contested. Two Union players. They'll have a break. Trip to the right side. Contested by the goalie, but gets behind her. Goes off the pipe. And now will go in for Union. Briefly in possession there for Olivia Brand. Ended up making it between her legs. Union was able to get it back. Sent one off the pipe and then finally able to finish. Quite the flurry there. I'll have to see what number gets credited with the goal. If I had to guess, I thought that was Ostagai who got the last touch. And I will be proven correct. That was Ostagai able to finish it off for a 4-0 Union lead. Just about 4 minutes left in the second quarter. Already meeting their number of goals in the last meeting between these two teams. That game ended 4-0, but we still have more than 2 quarters to play. Ball trickles down the right sideline. Will go out. Russell Sage will pick it up. It's number 13. Ava Shirk, defender. First year from Gansevoort, New York. Quite a few girls on this team from South Glen Falls High School. As Union gets a shot, goes off the chest of Olivia Brand. Sophomore goalkeeper from Little Falls, New York. Cross crease pass, finds its mark, but quickly defended. Prevents the shot. Now it'll go the other way. About 2:30 left. 12 shots on goal for Union, 4 of those making it in. 6 corners unsuccessful on all, however. Russell Sage has yet to get the ball to the offensive end. Pass to the top of the circle. Contested, goes the way of Russell Sage. Chip finds a Russell Sage player, able to make it through 2 black jerseys. Now we'll navigate another one. Turns around, tries to find a pass, will get it up. Russell Sage, first time really possessing it this far down the field. They'll have to fight to keep this and get some value out of it. A whistle will keep it their way. They'll finally have a little bit of time to set up. But that one goes a little bit wide and turned right back over to Union. He's going to quickly carry up the far sideline. They have the numbers if they can keep it moving. Tripped up. Whistle goes in favor of Sage. Chip goes off a Sage player. And they'll possess around 30, looking for another successful clear. That was the best push we've seen from Sage today, but an errant pass kills the possession early with just about a minute in the second quarter. Errant pass for Union will give Russell Sage possession past the 50. This one quickly turned over, now advanced up the far sideline. Union player has the advantage, able to make it past the defender. 2-on-1. Turns, chips across. And it looks like that will... The ref will confirm that one went in. So read that number wrong. I'll get it for you in a second. But that'll be Union's 5th goal. Goaltender Olivia Brand tried to jump for that one at the last second. That was number 9, Caitlin Birnbaum, first-year forward from Needham, Massachusetts. Briefly read that one as a 3 for some reason. Was very confused when there was no 3 on the roster. But Union will get their 5th goal just before the end of the second quarter. 5 seconds left. And Union will just run this one out on their defensive end. A successful first half already superseding the amount of goals they got in the last game versus Russell Sage. 5-0 in favor of Union. We'll be back for the second half. Back for the second half. Union quickly on the attack. Chip one off the pads of Olivia Brand. Ball went in the net, but that was a whistle beforehand. It'll be a corner attempt for the Garnet Chargers. Sun poking out here. Seems like the rain has stopped. Might have a little bit nicer weather coming for the second half of this game. Union with their 7th corner attempt. Just 18 seconds into the second half. So far, they haven't been able to convert on one of these. Looking to change that here. It'll be, I believe that's, honestly cannot read the front number from this distance. Goes up 12 o'clock, the goaltender. Now off to one. Swipes across. No success, but another attempt. Pass again, goes 12 o'clock, the goaltender. Sends it back to the near side. Chips into the middle. Hits some contact on the inside, went off a Union player. And it'll be Russell Sage ball heading the other way. We talked about earlier, Union 2-1 coming into today's game, looking to move that up. Russell Sage is going to send this towards the far sideline, but number 21, that is Victoria Nukamfore, will fan on that pass up the sideline. It'll go back to Union. Ball on the inside. Trying to get a shot off. Gets tangled up with a Russell Sage player, and it'll go back their way. Now under 14 minutes. 8 corners for Union. Unable to convert on any. But still hold a demanding 5-0 lead in this game and have essentially possessed the ball on the offensive end for the entirety of the first half. And it looks like that trend is continuing for the second. Ball trickles out to the corner. Union will collect. Sends a cross-crease pass off the leg of Brand. Union pulls it back out. And we'll have it around the 25-yard line. Rockets pass to the inside. Hops off a Union player's stick. Whistle sends it back the way of Russell Sage. Russell Sage player swipes the ball, misses, goes away of Union. It's Ellie Innes. Ball briefly goes back to Russell Sage. It will stay their way. Now under 12 minutes, Russell Sage just looking to break through this Union forecheck once. Trying to break it up the near sideline. Bounces off a Union player. They'll collect possession. Union moves it up to the U. A couple of Russell Sage defenders making her job difficult, but able to make a pass. Contested up the right sideline. Union able to regain possession, pulling it out into the corner. Pass goes in front of the crease. Collected by Union. Still heavily contested. And it'll be another corner attempt for Union. They fought hard to get these attempts, but Haven't been able to convert them so far. That'll be the ninth. Well, this will be the ninth of the game. Shot flies in, deflects off the pad of Olivia Brand before being cleared off the crease by Russell Sage. Possession is going to be collected on the near sideline around the 20. Quickly makes its way back to Union. Conservative on the near wing. Working in the corner to try to retain possession. Now it'll trickle out. Ball back the way of Sage. Union fans coming out from under their tents for their second half. Rain stopped, a little bit of sun poking through. Still some dangerous clouds in the sky, but it looks like the worst of the weather has passed us by. Ball goes away to Russell Sage after a whistle. It's quite a bit windy out there, but not nearly as bad as when this game started. Union on the corner attempt. I believe this is the 10th of the game. 12 o'clock of the tender Brand. Now goes to her left. Shot deflects on the inside. Briefly off the stick of Russell Sage, trying to get it up the far sideline, but unsuccessful. Union ball in that far corner. Chip to the inside, finds a Union stick. Now goes in off a Russell Sage player. Briefly down, but seems to be all right. Corner attempt for Union. 8:29 left, 11th corner, 17 shots on goal, 5 goals. None of them coming off of the massive amount of corner attempts Union has had. Russell Sage taking their time, getting ready. An exhausted defense, essentially playing the entire game for Russell Sage. Back pass, shot. Takes deflection off the middle. Don't know if that was off the goalie or another. And then a chip through the middle. Goes 5-hole on Olivia Brand and gets Union their 6th goal of the day. Working off that corner attempt. Able to move the ball around the crown quite nicely. Gets a good shot. And then chip through the 5-hole to get the 6th goal of the day. 8:17 left in the third. I didn't quite cast that score. We'll wait for the PA announcer in a second. And that was Aislinn Devaney, sophomore defender from Watertown, Massachusetts. Continuing the lead for Union and holding on to their momentum. Just 8 minutes left in the third. Ball dangerously inside. Whistled in favor of Russell Sage. Correction, it will be Devaney with the assist. Ostagai gets her goal. I believe that's her 2nd of the day. 7:20 in the third. Another corner attempt for Union will be their 12th. Successfully converting on the last one. Union working efficiently with the amount of offensive time they've had today. But definitely some trouble midfield getting the ball in the offensive end. Some errant passes. Definitely import due to the weather, and I'm still sure those effects are still on the field. Not enough sun to quite dry off the turf, or any of the players for that matter. This one doesn't go the way of Union. It will be Sage ball. Elongated chip up the middle. No success. Going back the way of Union. Finds a player on the inside. Briefly bounced towards the net, but was stopped by a Sage defender. Whistled in favor of the Gators. Ball out on the end line. Sage will collect. 5:30 left in the third. 19 shots on goal for Union. 6 of those converting. Sage still unable to get it down to the offensive end of the field. Another chip up the middle. Union able to find it. Works up the far sideline. Good move around a Gators defender. Shot from top middle, flies wide left. Union going into the near corner. Good move, finds some space. Looking for a shot. Goes left and goes in. Great move coming across the field. Shoots to the left side of the net. About shoulder height, able to make it in. Great move and a great shot for Union's 7th goal of the day. Now looking to maybe break their season high. 8 goals last week. Just one away from tying that. And that was number 22, Ellie Innes, with the goal. The first-year forward from Sudbury, Massachusetts, puts one in for the Union College Garnet Chargers. 4:20 left in the third. Ball up the far sideline. Union has an attempt, gets it to the inside, but fans on a shot, pulls it back out, but a whistle gives it to Russell Sage. Ball to the middle, attempt for Union. Uses his backhand, tries to send it across, blocked by goaltender. Pops back out and out on the end line. 2:24 left in the third. Possession going to the Gators. Up the near sideline. Tested by Russell Sage. Some sticks clash together, and the whistle will be in favor of the Gators. Another one keeps them advancing it. Hard hit up the sideline, makes it past a Union defender. Fighting up the near sideline, but Union regains possession. Union just outrunning this Russell Sage team. Really fighting hard to keep possession. Chip down the baseline. No good, but Union retains possession. Now on the inside, heavily contested. Whistle in favor of Sage. Just 30 seconds left. Player down. Take a quick break. She'll quickly regain her feet as she meets with the trainer. Ball rockets up the middle as now, with that player out for Russell Sage, they will be without a substitute for the rest of this game. Just 20 seconds left in the third. Still a full quarter to go. 7-0 in favor of Union. Recapping for you, if you missed any amount, it was 2-0 Union. They scored 2 back-to-back around the 12-minute mark. It was a little more even. Some good defensive plays by Russell Sage, and Union came back in the second. Was able to find the back of the net again. Got pumped in a few more, get into 4-0 for halftime, and then Union's just been really coasting since then, and continuing to put in a few more goals, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. 7-0 Union. Will be back in a minute. Restart of play. Union with possession quickly takes it down inside of the circle, but then turns it over with a whistle going in favor of Russell Sage. 14:35 in the fourth. Union with 21 shots on goal, able to convert on 7 of those. Russell Sage now with injury to one of their players without substitutions. And that one will go. Union will gain possession close, just in front and left of the goaltender, and put another one in. 8-0 in favor of Union, tying their season high in goals. That's the second goal of the game for Ellie Innes. First year forward from Sudbury, Massachusetts. Gators ball at midfield. It's off the leg of a Union player. They'll keep possession. Now it's poked away, going the other way for Union. Pass up the near sideline. Has space and time to work with. Flicks one down to the corner, and Union has to race for it. briefly saved it, but it still trickled out. Ball going the way of Russell Sage. Ball pushed out for Union. Keeping control on the sideline while being contested from Russell Sage player. Sends it to the corner outside. The outstretched stick of a Union forward. Unable to keep control. Russell Sage trying to move the other way. Trying to get an offensive possession. Trying to get some shots on net late in this game. Difficult defense they've played. Their lack of substitutions. Definitely tired legs on that field. Just under 11:30 left in the game. Union possessing about midfield. Moving it back. No need to be aggressive at this point in the game. They'll send it around to the far sideline. Find a hole to move in. So it goes up the sideline past the Union forward, but they'll be able to retain control. One cross on the inside. Whistle keeps it going. Union. Crossing pass. Kicked away by Olivia Brand. Union back fighting for it on the inside. Contested in the far corner. Gets it off to a different Union forward, but still difficult holding possession. A quick clear, but Union will rotate it around. Send it around the horn. Shot. Deflects off. It'll be Gators' ball, and they'll whack it up towards the near side box. Trying to get that clear. Unable to find its mark. 9:15 in the fourth. 23 shots on goal for Union. They've done a great job finding attempts. Weren't doing super well early on those corner attempts, but got better as the game went on and had a few successful 12 corners. Did a great job fighting for those and getting successive attempts to drive home their ability to score. Turnover at the 30. Russell Sage unable to keep it, but a whistle will say they can. Russell Sage gains possession near sideline. One of the few they've had in this offensive zone. Whistle, and we'll be staying with Russell Sage. Union regains the ball, 7:15. Moving up the near sideline, has to send it back. Onto the offensive side for Union. Pulling it out to the corner. Sends it back high. Trying to work off this near wing. Chip to the inside. Can't find a black jersey. Cleared out by Russell Sage, but Union will regain possession up the far sideline. Whistle comes. Shot of the middle briefly finds the sticks of Russell Sage players, but goes back the way of Union. Union has an attempt here. Unable to get off the pass for Russell Sage's attacks, but now it'll be another attempt for Union with their 13th corner. 5:37 left in the fourth. Tough day for the Union keeper. 0 shots on goal, leading to 0 saves. Ball sent from the end line. Goes on the right side of the arc, hits off Russell Sage player. Jump down in front, and will go their way. Another goal for Union. Off the transition opportunity. Makes it 9-0. That'll be their highest scoring game of the season early on in this 2025 campaign. 9 goals. Still 5 minutes left to go. Superseding their win versus Morrisville 8-1. Taking it down the end line, whistle comes, going the way of Russell Sage. Pass into the corner, collected by Union. Working with some time. That one goes well wide. In favor of Russell Sage, just under 3:30 left in the game. Union with an impressive showing for their first home game of the season. Battling through some tough weather early. Now it's cleaned up a little bit, but quite a bit of wind still out there. To fight for a favorable decision. Able to pack on quite a few goals, superseding their highest of this season so far. And looking to continue that momentum. Going in, I believe the next game will be against Wesleyan. Formidable opponent. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going and turn to another successful season. Push further into the Liberty League playoffs as this season goes on. Union ball in the corner. Sends this one back out. Not much urgency here. Just under 2:30 left to go. Union moves it around the horn, now on the near side. And into the near corner. Working down the end line. Good move, finds some space. Sends it up top and all the way back around to the defenders. Rotates it around the horn again. Now sends a pass across middle, finds some space. Whistle gives it to Russell Sage. Under 2 minutes to go. Errant pass finds its way out of bounds on the far sideline. Goes back to Russell Sage. One minute left. Union retaining possession up the far sideline. Leisurely moving the ball. Ball goes in favor of Russell Sage, just under 45 seconds. Whack up the middle, collected by Union. With this possession, should be able to secure their win, as it actually will trickle out of bounds. Staying with Union, however. It's under 30 seconds. Union will get the win 9-0 against Russell Sage, and they will move to 4-1 on the season. 24 shots on goal, 13 corners. Quite a diverse scoring. Starting it off was Greco, and she put in some fight throughout the game. Got a couple to add to her season total after having 2 last game as well in the rout of Morrisville. Final score 9-0 in favor of Union. They move to 4-1. Thank you for tuning in.